Hello there, how are you? Well, today I'm going to take you along with me as I set up my hives in their winter configuration. So just know the girls have already been up in, they've completely cleaned out the flow hives. So I pulled the flow hive off. I actually scraped off a little bit of propolis that was on the bottom of it, taking the queen excluder off here, taking out the old oxalic acid slow release pad and the Swiffer pad that I normally have in here. These girls actually have had their way and completely removed it. Now, the beauty of both the slow release oxalic acid and the Swiffer pad, the Swiffer is for hive beetles, the oxalic acid slow relief is for the varroa mites. So it limits any chemicals that are going to come in contact with these girls. So the only time that they potentially will see chemical contact is if they go further out away from the property and get into something that's sprayed. I don't use any chemicals here on the property. I use diatomaceous earth and I use the oxalic acid slow release pads. Now, oxalic acid, for those that are not familiar with it, usually they put it into a vaporized state. I make these pads, and there's all kinds of directions on how to do it online. And I just place it inside the hive with the girls, so as they're up there walking around, they're coming in contact with it. It has been a year and a half since I have treated this hive vaporize wise. And the other thing that's really cool about oxalic acid is it's naturally occurring. From what I understand, it's a product of uh, either cabbage or cauliflower. I think it's cauliflower. Anyway, with that being said, I've not that it's organic, but it is pretty doggone close to uh, as organic as it can get. I don't use the chemicals, but I'm not going to say that my neighbors don't spray chemicals. There are different nurseries around the area, so if they go to those nurseries for their nectar source, they of course can come in contact with chemicals as well. So everything's cleaned up. I took a quick look. I don't really know if this hive is queen right, but these girls were a little sassy. It was a little chilly this day, so I just opted to close everything up, fill the 1 gallon internal feeder with 2-to-1 sugar water, and then I'm going to go ahead and replace my half of a dry Swiffer sheet. Again, that is for my hive beetles, and the equivalent of a half of a Swiffer sheet of the um, slow release oxalic acid. Then I'll just go ahead, put the screen inner cover back on it, put the top on it, and the girls are ready to go for the entire winter. I'll come back out and top their feeder off, and then I'll also keep the feeder station open all winter.
All right, this is the bee feeding station. So the bottom tote is pollen, top tote is sugar water. This is the yellow jacket trap.
The bait for inside of this yellow jacket trap is, say, 2 gallons of water, a half a cup to a cup of sugar, and a couple slices of lunch meat. Alrighty then, I want to thank you all for stopping by. Have an absolutely wonderful and blessed week. I'll see you next time. Take care.